Welcome back to SwitchCorner. It's time for our weekly look at deals across the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australian eShops. This video it is any price goes, so if you're looking for the cheaper side of things, I'd say check out our Thursday edition where we keep everything sub $10 or your local currency. As always then, I do have two winners to announce for two $10 eShop gift cards. We'll be doing that as we go through the video today. Now here we are of course doing that same giveaway this week. I do this every single week for anyone that may be new here. All you need to do, drop a comment down below for your chance to win in next week's video. So with that luck, this is a monster week. I have 16 games for you, so hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family. We're quickly making our way to 20,000 subscribers. Support seriously appreciated, and yeah, let's get started. Let's start big. Ori and the Will of the Wisps. This is the only 10 out of 10 I've ever given on the channel. It was also my 200th review. I'll link that review in the pinned comment down below. But the main reason I want to shout this one out today, I Am 8-Bit and the creators, they've partnered with the Rainforest Trust. So yes, they are giving us a nice little like 15% discount, but they'll also be donating 5% of all sales to that trust. So I've linked a video down below just kind of detailing their efforts. This sale, it runs until the 17th. But the last day for donations is the 13th. So if you wanted to jump on this, now is the time to get going. Help a good cause at the same time. I Am 8-Bit have already pledged a $25,000 donation to kick things off. So look, absolute respect from me. Next then, Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. This one's an action-adventure platformer from the creator of Wonder Boy. Outside of the stunning visuals and music though, this one for me, it just nails the gameplay part and it was a blast from beginning to end. It's channeling the Metroidvania vibe here. You'll basically set off as this dude, but quickly you're going to gain access to transformations. So think like a pig and a lion. These transformations, they open up new abilities, combat styles, and now of course that chance to reach maybe a new pathway or location. It's a fantastic game that's running at 60 frames per second handheld and docked, and you'll get like a solid 20 hours of gameplay out of this one. 63% off here marks a new all-time low. Beat 'em up fans, Streets of Rage 4, and do I really need to say more? I reviewed it, you should buy it, and it's a new all-time low here with 30% off. Bringing together your favourite characters of the series, and then some new ones as well. You'll get out there and clean up the streets with some of the best beat 'em up action of the generation. They completely respect the source material though, and then even throw back to it with options to use the old music and even pixelated versions of the characters too, but it kind of looks weird honestly. This game, well worth your time. Finally, you can't, beat a beat 'em up for multiplayer, and that's the case here. 4-player local co-op and online play too. Grab your chicken though and get to work, and that's a really weird sentence. We saw these deals like maybe a week and a half ago, but we don't see them often, so I want to give them another quick fire shout out just in case you missed them, because they kind of went on like another 7-day sale. It's Devolver Digital. Everyone loves Devolver, and I have 4 I quickly want to touch on. So first, CARRION, take on the role of an alien being and just destroy everything in sight. It's basically a Metroidvania with a ton of gore that's set to some stunning art and music. Well worth this 25% off if you do like your 80s style horror, so think, like The Thing. Then they have KATANA Zero, so here you're taking on the role of an assassin and you'll basically work through a surprisingly deep story. It's challenging, but with multiple abilities like slowing down time. It's almost part action platformer, part strategy, as you just need to figure out your approach. How will you take down every enemy in sight? 40% off, like most Devolver, it was already worth full price. Grizz then is a masterpiece that I've spoke to a fair few times now, and I always butcher that pronunciation, but take on the role of a young woman that is working through a painful experience in her life. Her journey through sorrow is then manifested in the dress she wears, which will only add to your abilities. One of the best looking games on the Switch, and a true example of game as art. Soundtrack stunning too, well worth checking out. Back at 60% off though, it is a short game but absolutely worth it, and you're going to revisit this one, or at least I did, multiple times. Finally, my friend PEDRO, probably the most out there of the Devolver bunch I'm talking about today, describing itself as a violent ballet. That is the perfect way to describe it, as it combines run and gun like platforming action with twin stick controls. Those controls, they do take a little while to get used to, but once you get it, you question why it's never been done before, because it just allows for some seriously over-the-top action. Obliterate anyone in your path though as you follow the orders of a sentient banana, so yes, it is that weird. 50% off, another great deal. Strategy fans, now I have you covered. Peaky Blinders Mastermind coming out of my hometown of Birmingham. It's pretty much guaranteed to get a showing when it is on sale, and here it's back offering 33% off. Also, I always get like a ton of comments, where's my accent from, and it's Birmingham in the UK. Two birds with one stone with this deal. Working off the series though, this is a really unique strategy title that uses a timeline system. I did review this one on the channel in a roundup video. SwitchUp though, they also did a seriously in-depth one too, because there's just a ton of mechanics to go through. They nail the setting though and the writing. I just wish with this one it had full voice acting. That would have been absolutely like near perfect. Roki next, but I featured this in a Gems episode, and this is the first deep discount we've seen, as it's coming in now with 40% off. I weren't sure what to expect going in, honestly, when I did play it. You know, the visuals and the audio design in the trailer, honestly, that's what sold me. But I am happy now I jumped in, because I just got sucked up into this world entirely. Taking on the role of Tove, you'll set out on an adventure to save your family from a long forgotten mystical world. It's all heavily like influenced by folklore. While it says platformer, for genre I'd say more adventure. Think almost like point and click with free movement, as you simply solve puzzles, meet monsters and figure out items that you need. I really was impressed with this one though, and I think for the right audience it's definitely worth your time. Alright, so let's go AAA before our first winner. Breath of the Wild is on sale, and rarely do we see this. The last time we saw a sale, in fact, on the eShop, it was over a year ago, and I mean, like, if you don't own this already, you really should. It takes the Zelda formula and gives you a stunning open world to explore. Where this one succeeds is not in the idea it, you know, continues and grows the series, but the freedom it actually provides you. You can sink hours in here just simply exploring this world, and I promise you, you will lose hours doing just that. Plenty of people out there clocking well over 100, 200 hours, and then the sequel should be with us in 2021, so why not get started here so you're ready for that one. It's pretty much perfect, honestly, across the board, and it is matching the all-time low here with 33% off. On the eShop as well, I do want to point out, you'll also see the base game and expansion pass bundle. That is on sale, but I wouldn't bother personally. You're not saving any cash at all there, because the expansion is always $20, so you can just pick the base game up now and then pick up the DLC at the later date, and you wouldn't be paying anything extra. Do not let them trick you with that tactic. Alright, so our first winner of the week, it's going to Chris Madden, calling out the fact you can't miss Dead or School at this all-time low price of 50% off. It's only the second sale we've ever seen, and that deal is still available as well until the 16th of December. Congrats though, Chris. Drop me an email. You'll find it in the video description down below. Alright, with that luck, let's do a few more games and then we'll get to our second winner as well. Strategy fans, I have another one for you now. Wargroove, it's back on sale, and this is a fantastic turn-based strategy entry. Story is simple enough. Basically, you choose a commander and you're going to go to war, but it actually has a decent story set around like saving the kingdom. The visuals then are really nice as well. The pixel work is like really top quality, and then it just has a lot of options. So think like 12 commanders to choose from, the ability to play online and locally, whether that's competitive or co-op, and then you can even edit maps and create your own campaigns to share with others, which is very, very cool. Throw in the fact then there is a free DLC called Double Trouble, and it's clear a lot of love went into this one. So if you want a more simplistic strategy entry that still has some challenge, this is going to be a great one to take a look at with this all-time low price of 50% off. Children of Morta gets a new all-time low price as well. Here we've also 50% off. Here we're getting a story of a family. They are the guardians of Mountain Morta. They are battling against a corruption that is spreading through the land. It's an isometric style hack and slash roguelite that is extremely challenging at points, but it hits all those like roguelite notes that you could ask for. Where it elevates itself though, this one, it's the family. The tale has like many smaller moments that just brings a lot of character to them, but then having the option of multiple characters characters to like players, it adds a lot of variety to the game because each of them, they come with their own different skill sets. If you do pick this one up too, maybe check out the paid DLC. It is super cheap, it's like $4. It's called Paws and Claws, not on discount, but 100% of the developer and publisher profits, they do go to the Humane Society International Charity. They basically work to help animals all over the world, and yeah, it's another one with a good cause, so why not support it? Untitled Goose Game now, this has made a second like surprise like appearance in the eShop deal section. Did not expect this. We didn't see it for like 12 months and then now 2 sales in a matter of like maybe 2.5 months. This, another quick fire sale though, it's lasting only a few days, but it's an incredibly creative experience as you essentially just like terrorize a town and just think like stealth gameplay. With the addition though of free DLC, it allows now for 2 players local co-op, and this is just a fantastic game that everyone should experience, especially as I was saying, it's back on sale, but this is even a new all-time low with 30% off. Alright, so let's go big before our second winner, Astral Chain. It's rocking a new all-time low of 30% off. It's worth every bit of the price. It's worth every bit of full price. Coming from Platinum Games, the studio that gave us the likes of Bayonetta, Nia, which needs to absolutely come to the Switch by the way, and then the wonderful 101. This is an absolute gem. I've got to say as well, I don't feel like people talk to this one enough. It feels kind of underappreciated. What we get here though is basically Platinum Games like trademark fiscal combat. It's a third-person action title with a twist. The twist, you're going to control both the protagonist and what is known as their legion at the same time. The story, you're one of the last survivors of a global disaster and you're a member of the Special Police Task Force. The controls, they will take a little while to get used to, but they nail it honestly, and some of the combos you can pull off once you kind of get the idea in your head are absolutely insane. This was a day one buy for me personally and I have never regretted it. Looks absolutely stunning too, and that cyberpunk style, so very badass. So our second winner then before our final couple of games, and they are monster games as well, but this code, it's going to Combo Wrecked, who was shouting out some beat 'em ups, and I have to agree with his choices. The Takeover, underappreciated, Raging Justice, absolutely solid, and Super Punch Patrol is a steal as it's like $5 and it comes from the same dev behind Gunman Clive and then Mextermination Force. That dev, honestly, a little bit of a genius. Congrats though, Combo, drop me an email to claim that code. Everyone else, thank you so much for entering as always, and do remember to drop that comment down below this week for a chance to win in next week's video. And with that, look, our penultimate game of the week then, it is Super Mario Odyssey. This is a 3D Mario adventure and it is an absolute must buy. This entry's twist is Cappy. Cappy allows you to transform into objects, animals and enemies. It's one big sandbox after another. There's just like a ton of locations to explore, a ton of power moons to collect, and yeah, just some solid Mario action, and probably up there now as one of my personal favourites. Get that airship working though so you can set out to save Princess Peach from Bowser. Great looking, controls near flawless, and it even has 2-player co-op where one plays as Mario and the other player, they will be Cappy. Not the lowest price we've ever seen here, I do want to point that out, but it is 30% off. It's a couple of bucks more than what the lowest was, and we haven't seen it on sale on the eShop in over a year, so now I think is a good time to pick it up if you're one of the few out there that is who don't own it already. The final game of the week then, we started with Ori and we will finish with Ori. Ori and the Blind Forest is the first entry in the series, and yeah, where it all of course started. This story is incredible, the world is stunning, and while the additions to the formula in that sequel were appreciated, especially on a control front, this is still an incredible game and an incredible just example of a masterpiece from a studio. Telling the story of a young orphan, you'll set out to save the forest after a huge storm basically sets off a chain of events. With a stunning visual style, as I said, and one of the best soundtracks of the generation though, this is an absolute must own and must play. This list today, honestly, it's been full of masterpieces, and this for me was the perfect way to top it off. And that is it, another week down. Will you be adding anything to your collection, or do you even own a lot of these already? Because there are some bigger releases this week. Remember then to drop a comment down below for your chance to win one of those 2 $10 eShop gift cards. Then with that, a shout out to the patrons of the channel who are just going above and beyond to support SwitchCorner. Helps more than you know, so thank you all so much. If you do want to check that out for yourself, I have linked it in the video description down below. Then hit subscribe if you love the Switch as much as we all do here. Join our growing family, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.